right, listen, you have to understand, all right, now I'm thinking out loud here, so please just let me talk, just let me think this through out loud, please, all right, don't just jump in. If I say something wrong or stupid, just let me think, okay, because I've always wanted, all right, and I'm talking in the abstract here. I've always wanted, always had a sense or an idea of myself, always defined myself, all right, as a person who would, that my purpose in life, that my function on this planet would be too, and not that I haven't really thought about it like that before. It's only now that you're asking, or not asking, but questioning, starting the conversation. Only because of that I'm even now thinking about it, but it's always been, I guess, a given, an assumption. Ever since I was a little girl playing with dolls, long before I met you. It's never been what I guess it should be, which is an extension of an expression of fucking love or whatever, coming together of two people. It's always been, and this will sound so stupid and naive, but it's always been, I guess, an image, of myself with a bump and glowing in that motherly, pushing a stroller, a crib with a mobile above it, singing to it, reading Goodnight Moon or Dr. Seuss, and I don't care, never cared about it being a boy or a girl, just small and soft and adorable and with that milky head smell and the tiny socks and the giggles and vomit even, yes, it's all part of it, I think, looking after it, caring for it, I think that's the impulse, and there's always been a father in the picture, but just sort of a blurry background, generic man, sorry. It's just this picture of my life I've always had since I was able to think, and I've never ever questioned it, never. And I pushed it all down and focused on my career, on my studies, on myself, and now it's potentially becoming a bit more real. I'm going to need a second, please, or much longer, in fact, because I'm not an idiot. I'm a thoughtful, very thoughtful person, and I need to do everything for the right reason, or at least a good reason. And I believe in questioning and never just blindly accepting, and it's going to take a lot of effort to unravel or to excavate, or not excavate, but excavate all those previously held beliefs and assumptions, because it's important, Probably the most important thing you could possibly do to bring another person, yes, and actually living, breathing, thinking, because they don't stay small, do they? And I do. Don't you think that a lot of people just think about them being small, just small and soft and unconditional, with a little, the eyes and the unconditional finger gripping your thumb, whatever. And I thought that way as well before, because it's like, we're not quite designed to be able to fully comprehend the or whatever, which is, maybe it's a survival mechanism, perhaps an inbuilt thing. Because if you really thought about it, if you ever really thought about it before really properly doing it, well, you never really do it because it's too fucking
enormous.
It is, it's fucking enormous. Fucking enormous, the purpose of life itself, the meaning, the meaninglessness, the love and the horror, the hope and the fear, and the volume of it all turned right up. The rest of your life, the rest of someone else's life, committing someone to something forever. Ancestry, the 7,500 generations of human history, and I don't even know that much about my own grandparents, let alone my great-grandparents, and it's them really, their genes, their genetic stuff, them, these dead people, moving around, making choices for this tiny, but that's not the whole thing.
Breathe.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Because they don't stay small. They grow up and become people. They become grown-ups like everybody else. They become their own grown-up people. And they think their own thoughts, and they buy their own clothes, and they leave home, and they hate you. All right, because I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking and talking.
Insanity.
Yeah, we're having a conversation.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening.
Look, let's get home